golf drama.
All right, back to sleeping.
the R&A, which is the Royal St. Andrews situation. The USGA held a press conference Tuesday to announce their proposal to roll back the distances that golf balls can fly at elite tournaments.
A rule?
A rule to regulate how hot
they're going to cement in
golf
the golf balls now.
The proposals, set to take effect in 2026 if adopted, would reduce striking distances by 14 to 15 yards on average.
Sorry, I'm with Jim. This is
I'll be right back.
I don't know where he went, but he didn't want to talk about the golf balls anymore.
So, a couple player quotes about this before we get into conversation. Justin Thomas said, "You're trying to create a solution to a problem that doesn't exist."
Thank you.
To me, it's so bad for the game of golf.
Hello, I'm the PGA commissioner, and you know what I don't like? Fun. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the balls not be able to fly at all. And then we're going to hit them with little tiny sticks. It's not going to, and you see that league over there, that Live Golf Posh? We're not going to compete with them at all. Fuck all that. We're going to make it boring as all hell. We're not going to do anything to compete with it. We're going to have our league is going to be full of tea and quietness, and don't you dare make a fuss, and the balls will be soft, little tiny, no noise, none of that bollocks.
And then what's going to be next is they're going to take what baseball has done. They're going to develop BB Core golf clubs.
Why is your USGA guy British?
Because it had to be some posh son of a bitch that said, you know what? We're not going to make this entertaining anymore. We had a great run during COVID when we were the only show in town. And now we're just going to tank ourselves.
Big guy Jim had some thoughts on this.
I bet he did.
If you could say I'm the complete opposite times 1,000, that's what I would be. I think it's the most atrocious thing that you could possibly do to the game of golf. It's not about rolling golf balls back. It's about making golf courses more difficult. I think it's the most unimaginative, uninspiring, game-cutting thing you could do. Everyone wants to see people hit it farther. That's part of the reason why a lot of people like what I do. It's part of the reason a lot of people don't like what I do. I'm all about equality. I'm not about equity on this front. So what Bryson is speaking to is many people in this echelon of the golf community that Jim is representing with his figure. Jim, what's your figure's name? Your character?
Boris.
It's got to be like a Brad or a Scott.
Let's go with Scott.
Yeah.
Since we may have a lead on a Brad to be a guest, let's go with Scott.
It's funny because Scott's my dad's name and he is the opposite of that, and that's why it's so fun for me.
Right. So what they're chatting about here is that the courses, right, can only change so much typically on the land that they sit on. So these are mostly unchanged, since they were probably developed in the 1900s at some point. But the technology of golf has continued to advance to the point where the courses are not being played as they maybe were intended to. So that's where all of this comes into play. So Bryson DeChambeau is calling attention to the fact that, like, hey, why don't you do something about the courses? Let's stop messing with the golf balls. People want to see us hit the far. Chicks dig the long ball, right?
I want to take a quote from a guy that I know is a high school baseball coach and has a little place where he trains some guys, and he always says, you don't like it, play better.
Sure. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get people like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime and Hulk Hogan out there to hit these cement balls. There's just going to be a bunch of jacked up guys trying to hit this ball harder. Because I don't want to see wee little John Fromm out there hitting this ball that goes a whopping 150 yards. Like, we're going to have to get more big guys.
Get bigger. They're going to have to start taking HGH. They have to start taking steroids, Jim.
Juice them up.
I'm nervous to keep bringing this up around Jim.